I'm going to be completely honest with you. You know, my opinion on what you should do if you're not in the mood to make music or be creative or produce, right? What you should do in this case is don't do it. Simple. That's it. That's the answer. People get stressed, you know, because they think they have to work so hard on their passions to achieve, you know, their long-term goals. But at the end of the day, like if you're not feeling it at the moment, like there's really no point in doing it right now. You know, like it's easy to get trapped in this like competitive frame, and like everything's like a race, and you need to be like always working so that you improve. But the truth is that, you know, it's a game of two halves essentially. You know, just like football, like people always think they need to do things right now to be ahead of the competition. But at the end of the day, the person who has the most stamina over like the whole course of like pursuing their passion and their career path, you know, they're the ones that are going to be successful, because they're able to step away in the moment, you know, when they're not feeling it, and focus on other things in their life. And if it's truly their passion and career, then they'll continue to do this like over the course of their life. So, you know, you don't need to get stressed about being like too obsessed with achieving things in the short term. You know what I mean? So my advice is, if you don't feel like producing, or you don't feel like making music, you don't feel like being creative, like just don't do it. Like just do something else. I had 1 year where I went away and travelled. Another time, 6 months, I went away and travelled. I didn't make barely any music in that time. It's a bit of a lie. I had a few weeks where I got my laptop sent out because I had so many ideas and I needed to do something. But that was over the course of a year, you know. But, you know, did I lose a bit of momentum when I started and then went travelling and then came back? Yeah, I lost the momentum. But did I care? No, not really, because I know I'm going to do it for as long as my ears allow me to. So what's the rush? At the end of the day, the less you rush, the more you can like really hone in on like your mindset as a whole, you know, not just with being creative, but like in all areas of your life. And then just by building, you know, that kind of patience in your mind across a multiple of different things, then you're essentially just going to become better through your patience, you know, because it's so easy to get caught up, like I said before, in this like competitive environment, and social media and things like make it even more intensified. But like the truth is that this intensification causes like massive burnout, you know, and depression and anxiety and all this kind of stuff. And you can just avoid that if you just separate yourself from it. So if you don't feel like being productive in this particular part of your passion today, don't do it. If you don't feel like it for a whole week, don't do it. And don't beat yourself up about it. Like, it's absolutely fine. Like, you can take a year off if you need to. If you're going to come back to it, you're going to come back to it. So don't worry about that at all. That's my personal advice. And I'm telling you this because I've gone through this kind of stuff loads of times, and I'm really like a person who beats himself up about like these things. And the truth is, life's way too short, and you don't need to. You know, do it when you feel the moment's right, when you're inspired. When I actually sit down to produce or something like that, it's actually when when I should be doing something else, but I don't want to do that. So I'm like, you know, like say I've got to go shopping, or say, you know, I've got to get ready for work, or something like that. In those moments, I'll be like, nah, I'd rather produce, and then I'll like produce, because like that's when I feel a bit rebellious, and that's when like I want to do it. But if I'm feeling, I don't let myself think like, you've got to be making music now, you've got to be producing now. Like, come on, like, you know, people are waiting. Like, there's people that are getting ahead of you. Because I used to feel like that sometimes. I don't think like that anymore. Like, I just do it when I want to do it. Like, that's it, basically. So just take it easy, chill, don't worry about what other people are doing, play the long game, and you'll always win. Peace.